Thank you for watching us on YouTube. But did you know that if you're on the go, you can get the full show as a podcast now? You can get our morning breakdown of the most important topics facing our country, news not being covered by the mainstream media, interviews with change-making progressives, and info on what you can actually do about all this. Search for The Damage Report on your favorite podcast app and subscribe so you know when new episodes are ready to go. Voter suppression. So 5 years ago,
here's a great topic.
It's a fun one, yes. 5 years ago, the US Supreme Court struck down some key parts of the Voting Rights Act, arguing that they were no longer necessary. That was a stupid position to take at the time, and all that we've learned since then shows that they were wrong in doing that, although they were also lying about why they did it. Nearly 1,000 polling places have been shut down around the country since then, predominantly, shockingly, in the South, and generally, and this is gonna blow your mind, in non-white areas. It turns out that there were apparently way too many excess polling places in traditionally African-American voting areas. They had apparently just been cropping up, reproducing uncontrollably, and needed to be culled. And so they've done that. Local officials have shuttered 868 polling places in just 3 years. And you might recall our coverage about a month ago, less than that. 10 counties with large black populations in Georgia closed polling places after a white elections consultant recommended it so that they could save money. But thankfully there was enough pushback against this that most of those polling places were in fact reopened. But this is now a trend. It's not just in Georgia, and it's not just at one time. It's across significant portions of the country over the course of years, and we can see the pattern. We know which sorts of polling places they're shutting down.
Yeah, I was just in North Carolina doing a story on redistricting and what their court fights, and the head of the North Carolina GOP said to me, Dallas Woodhouse is his name. He said that this should be kept out of the courts. That this is these are arguments for the legislature. Well, when the legislature lets you down and the courts are your only haven, and that's where these things are happening. I mean, that what happened in Georgia was a little bit different because it happened because of a public outcry about it. But the courts are the last great hope for these places. And then what you see, not just what the Democratic Senate is allowing to have, or the Republican Senate is allowing to happen without Democratic pushback, but you see the kind of justices that this president puts in. It's a long way from being able to solve this problem because
or having any interest in solving it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there are always going to be plaintiffs, but the plaintiffs are going to have a very, very difficult time being heard because of the way the court's being shaped now.
Yeah, but only for like 30 years.
Right, that's the thing. Yeah, only for 30
years. In 30 or so years, we'll have another chance to flip the Supreme Court.
Right, it's been over 50 years since the Civil Rights Movement, so you
exactly.
know. Yeah.
So what's another 30?
Right.
It doesn't really matter that we lost this opportunity a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's going to be just fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so that's bad. We're going to be keeping an eye on that, especially as we move closer to the election. We need to be cognizant of all of the different things that are contributing to lower voter turnout, lower voter really empowerment to do something. Even if they have the interest, can they actually act on it? Can they change things? People are working hard across the country to stop them from doing that.
The most annoying political maxim or saying or cliche or what is a turn of phrase, I don't know what it is, elections matter. It is the truest, right? I mean, there's so many things that people say, oh, it'll all come down to turnout, right? Not always the case. People, the same number of turnout pretty much. But and of course it's going to come out to turnout because that's what an election is.
It's going to come out to votes.
Right, yeah, it's whoever has the most. But elections matter. When you look at the courts and you look at what's happening to the judicial system, it's a disaster.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notified of our new videos. And catch The Damage Report every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.